Hey guys. All right, I'm gonna kind of jump right into it today. Hope you're all. I call upon my spirit team, my guides, and source itself. Illuminate the truth, clear the fog, and let wisdom flow freely. May my words be guided, my heart be open, and my ego set aside. With clarity, integrity, and pure intentions, let the message unfold. And today I want to send some special love and light to all of those who are suffering on the streets, homeless. May you find comfort, healing, and the strength to keep going. And those suffering in any extreme climates right now on the streets, homeless, I especially feeling it right now. So my heart goes out to you. Okay. So I kind of briefly wanted to touch a little bit more. Spirit was telling me to touch more on karma and dharma. And I touched on a little bit in a previous video, and I think needs to be expanded on a little bit more. So again, we kind of talked about just, understanding the balance, right? So again, karma isn't just punishment, and dharma is not just, I don't know why Dharma and Greg keeps popping in my head, so maybe that's significant to somebody, or the cartoon, right? So it's not just that. Okay, so those two together, karma and dharma, those forces shape our journey in ways that most of us don't even realize, right? So I just kind of today wanted to touch base on that a little bit more, kind of break it down, because when you understand those, and life kind of stops feeling so chaotic. All right, it makes a lot more sense. So, again, karma is cause and effect. So, the energy that you send out coming back to you, not necessarily instantly, although that can happen, and not always in the same way, but inevitably it does return to you, the energy. Okay. So, let's say, Spirit's telling me to give you an example. Let's say I hurt a really close friend of mine. I lied and they saw it as betrayal. Okay. And it was something they couldn't get past. And it was completely my fault. I really hurt them. Let's just say I did that. And say that friend or former friend never does anything to me. They never try to take revenge, nothing, right? And I never hear from them again. But later down the road, I made a new friend and the same thing happens. Maybe not in the same way, but maybe they lie to me or betray me in some way. It doesn't have to necessarily happen that way, but maybe that will resonate with someone for some reason I said it. Okay. So it may not be instantly, it may not be in the same way, but it does return. Okay. And keep that in mind, not only for the things that you do, but the things that happen in your life, where you might think that, oh, karma's not happening to so and so, which we really don't want to be stuck in this mindset of worrying about other people's karma anyway, right? Worry about your own. That's a message for someone. Okay, so it's not punishment and it's not revenge, right? It's balance. Okay. So you should see it as an opportunity to learn, to shift, to grow. All right. So there are really kind of three different types of karma. If I don't want to get too deep into this, because we can go down a rabbit hole. And okay, so instant karma. So kind of like, you touch the stove and you get burned immediately type of karma. It happens quickly. I've seen it happen, right? Maybe we all have. Then there's accumulated karma. So patterns that we keep repeating. Do you ever kind of feel stuck in a loop like that? That's it. Okay, accumulated karma. And then there's past life karma. So lessons kind of that we're carrying from one life to another. And yes, this is a thing. So if something keeps showing up for you, whether it be in this life or, that you're carrying it from a past one, if you notice a pattern in this life you're living now and it keeps showing up and you don't know why, then it could be from a past life. Okay. And then Dharma, remember we talked about your soul's path. Okay. So if karma is what you create, then Dharma is why you're here. So that's your true path. We're not talking about just a career or this job that you want or whatever the case. Um, so your path, your soul's mission, okay, what really makes you feel aligned. And I'm going to touch more on how you find what that is, your purpose, and maybe you already did, but some people haven't yet, or they don't even know, So I'll talk more on that in another video. I'm sure it's telling me I need to, but so what makes you feel aligned? And Dharma, neither is karma, right? But Dharma is always easy, and requires facing karma first. So we don't experience Dharma until karma has played out in our lives. Okay. And if you can think of life as a game, I know I keep saying this, right? Then think of karma as the rule of cause and effect. Okay. Do good, level up. Keep repeating toxic patterns, stuck at the same level. Okay. So for anyone who's ever played a game, I'm just going to use video games as an example. I'm not a big gamer, so forgive me if the terminology is off, all right? But, you're playing a video game. What do you have to do to level up? You have to improve, right? Or you're going to stay stuck at that level or die. It's the same thing with life, okay? I know I'm like giving you a very brief thing, but that's essentially the same, okay? And then Dharma is the main quest, the point of the game. You follow the quote unquote rules. That's just my human me. I don't, for lack of a better term. So I apologize. Then the universe aligns to help you because it's all energy, frequency. We have to match it. Okay. So following your Dharma can resolve your karma, meaning when you align with your true purpose, then your baggage, for lack of a better term, the things from your past start to kind of fall away on their own. The trash starts to take itself out, I guess you could say, right? Because you're not fighting your purpose anymore. You're not resisting. You, things really do start to fall into place. And I know that sounds incredible and magical, and it is. But even unbelievable, right? Because when I would hear these things before, oops, hopefully you guys can still hear me because my AirPod was fell. Okay. Um, things really do start to happen that way. And I couldn't even really fathom, envision that for myself at first. So I understand if that sounds really far out there. But just know it's possible. Okay. And okay, so stop fighting your path is a message for someone. And shifting your karma by changing those patterns, whether that be a toxic relationship, financial struggles, whatever it is, you can, if you start asking, what's the lesson I'm missing here? I'm talking about you start seeing a pattern. Maybe you start seeing you're essentially dating the same person in different bodies. You know what I mean? Like the same toxic things keep popping up and you're thinking, how does this keep happening? Maybe there's something in you that you need to work on. Okay. And that these people are triggering to bring it out, and you keep pushing it back down, or relationship hopping. This is a message for someone thinking that it's that person. Okay, what's the common denominator here? I'm not saying everything wrong is your fault. I'm just saying it's on you to heal it, to break the pattern. Okay, so what lesson am I missing? Is what you need to ask yourself. And you find your Dharma by following what lights you up, what you feel aligned with. And that's essentially what that means, is what lights you up, what ignites that fire. What do you feel called to do, even if it seems silly, not practical, ridiculous? What is it when you think about doing it, you feel something inside? Okay. And your karma clears when you live your Dharma. Can you kind of see how they work together? So you don't have to repay your bad karma forever, if that makes sense. Like, say you did something quote unquote bad or wrong. It's not a life sentence. Okay. So you need to break the cycle. You need to heal and align with the truth. You don't have to spend your life suffering for the mistakes that you've made. Okay. So that's a message for someone. Stop punishing yourself. Stop thinking the universe, God, whoever wants to punish you, and work on it. Okay. You're not at the mercy of all of this. You know, you're not lost without Dharma. I mean, you are you, and everything's unfolding how it should, and in a way that's nudging you. This video you're saying, they're trying to nudge you towards that alignment. Okay, so pay attention, make the changes that are needed, trust in the universe, or whatever it is that you believe in. Trust in yourself, that you are always exactly where you need to be, even if it doesn't feel like it. And believe me, I've been there. But you are where you need to be. Do the work to get out of it. I hope this helped.